Hi, I am Virginie Ligo. I am a yoga teacher and a counselor in emotional management for highly sensitive women who want to be happy at all times in their lives. Lately, I found myself thinking a lot about judgment, and particularly how we judge others without even knowing it, and how that particular concept affects our ability to be truly happy. I find myself doing this all the time, which is how I came to understand it's really important to address the topic. And I will start from this statement. And I say, once we accept that it takes all sorts to make the world, we start to accept people for who they are instead of judging or blaming them for who they are not or what they are not. I posted this on my Facebook page today, the statement with a beautiful picture. Well, I want to look into this in more detail just for a few minutes, because it's really important that we understand that to be ourselves and to be happier. If you go from the beginning, once we accept that it takes all sorts to make the world, if we go from here, that means we know this, but we have to be reminded of that, or to remind ourselves, the world needs all kinds of people. You need people who are introverted, and we need people who are extroverted. We need people who are extremely chatty. We need people who are very quiet. We need people who have an intense relationship with money and material possessions. We need people who have a sober relationship with money and material possessions. We need people who love animals. We need people who don't love them. We need people who love humans, people who don't love them, people who love children who don't love them, people who love chocolate, people who don't love chocolate. And the list goes on. You can go with everything. We need this polarity. This polarity is what allows the world to be balanced. So again, we need to be reminded of this, because once we are reminded of this, we see clearly through it. We see that it is important to have all sorts of people. So when we come across those people who are not like us and whose actions or words might offend us, we need to remember this. They are there for a reason. They are there for a purpose that I may or may not understand or comprehend, but they have their reason and their purpose, and it's their lives. It doesn't need to affect mine. That's where it's important maybe to put boundaries, but everybody is entitled to be here and to be who they are. So again, I repeat, once we accept that it takes all sorts to make the world, the second part is we start to cherish people for who they are, instead of judging them for who they are not. We start to accept people for who they are, to cherish people for who they are. That means it's the half full, half empty glass story. You start seeing people, what is good in people and what helps you in that person. And you know there are things on the other side that don't help you in that person, but you don't look at this. So instead of judging or blaming people for what they said wrong, what they failed to say, they did not pay attention to you, they did not speak to you the right way, you didn't like their tone of their voice, you didn't like their choice, their life choices, their career choices, whatever. You stop looking at this and you start looking at the other side, and you start looking, well, this person does this, but they also do this. That's who they are. And you start loving them for what they are. And you stop worrying about what they are not and who they are not, because you can provide that. You can provide what you want and what you need. And other people who are like you can provide it. But this person provides you something that you are not, maybe, and that you need to be balanced. So this is what I wanted to share today. And I wish you a beautiful day. Just remember it when you need it. When you find yourself getting mad at someone, being offended by someone, just remember this. This will help you greatly. Bye-bye now.